Tunney, the Fighting Marine, is number 5, a man who gained his reputation as a light heavyweight bird. His 5 brutal fights with Harry Greb, an all-time great, but a much smaller man. But you have Tunney rated fairly high at number 5. Why?
I think he was a consummate fighter, not puncher, fighter. Albeit he had a punch. He knocked out Carpentier, he knocked out many of his opponents. But we remember him as a fighter. But he is sort of a non-fighter in the way that fighters are, quote unquote, as we say, born, not made. He was made. Mm-hmm. He made himself by copying Mike Gibbons' style. He sparred with James J. Corbett, old fighter, old heavyweight champion. He learned at the knee of Benny Leonard, who was in his stable. He picked up all of this and sort of absorbed it and became this great fighter. He was beaten badly by Harry Greb. The only time he ever lost. Went back and figured out how to fight him. And Greb held his hands held high. He learned how to hit underneath his hands to his heart to sap his strength. Beat him 4 times. Gene Tunney was great, but the foundation of his greatness, as we know, is against Dempsey. He now challenges Dempsey. Dempsey is a man-eater. Everybody thinks it's Dempsey's fight to win. They fight twice, 10 rounds each. Those were the rules in those days in Pennsylvania and Illinois where they fought. Mm-hmm. Of the 10 rounds, in each fight, 20 in total, Dempsey wins 1 round. That's how good Tunney was. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, their first fight in Philadelphia, Sesquicentennial Centennial Stadium, 1926, Dempsey says, "Lead me across the ring. I want to shake his hand and congratulate him." Why? Tunney had closed both eyes. He was that good. And in my book, Boxing's Greatest Fighters, I have him rated 5th because I thought this was a great fighter. The problem was he was not exciting, particularly in the wake of Jack Dempsey.
Right.
Will Rogers, the great comedian at the time, said because Tunney would carry a book of Shakespeare around with him, what we need is a heavyweight champion with less Shakespeare and more wallops. He was not popular.
You know, but it's amazing to me because I hear that all the time, that he aspired to go into the higher social classes. He wanted to be well-read. You talk about how he was a self-made man in the ring. Shouldn't that make a guy more popular? I mean, that he was aspiring to greater things, and he made himself into something great.
But it was the 20s, and we really didn't go for that. We wanted something that was real and tangible and exciting, a Babe Ruth, a Jack Dempsey. Mm-hmm. We didn't want a man reading Shakespeare and meeting George Bernard Shaw. We wanted somebody that, you know, really was exciting. And because Dempsey was so exciting, we tend now, as they did then, to overlook the Fighting Marine.
All right, Burt Randolph Sugar not overlooking the Fighting Marine, though. He has him in at number 5. Let's take a look now. We go back to Dempsey Tunney 1 in 1926.
Now round 6 of this world's heavyweight title bout between champion Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney here in Philadelphia. Dempsey always moving forward, bobbing, weaving, trying to get one good poke at Tunney. Tunney's a native New Yorker, the first ever to try for the heavyweight crown. Gene started out to be a lawyer, but joined the Marines in 1918. He began boxing in the service. He won the AEF championship and then decided to go into the fight game instead of the law. Tunney's had 60 professional fights, and he's lost only 1. A 15-round decision to Harry Greb. Gene's won 30 of his fights by knockout. Dempsey has a cut under his right eye. Tunney keeps peppering it. The end of round 6. In the 7th and 8th rounds, Tunney continues to outbox and out-hit the great Jack Dempsey. Dempsey in the lighter trunks. Jack is desperate. He's way behind. He knows his only chance to keep his title now is by a knockout. That long 3-year layoff has had its effect on Dempsey. His old speed is gone. His timing is off. And here in the 10th round, he's pretty well used up. Just a few seconds left, and the rain is coming down in torrents. Almost a cloudburst. The end of the fight. Tunney, the winner by unanimous decision. No hard feelings on Dempsey's part. He congratulates Gene Tunney, the new heavyweight champion of the world.
Welcome back to Ringside, the top 10 heavyweights. Brian Kenny and Burt Randolph Sugar here at Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn. The Gene Tunney-Jack Dempsey rematch at Soldier Field in 1927 drew over 100,000 fans and set a record by netting $2.65 million at the gate. An estimated 60 million people listened to the fight on the radio. Tunney, who had won a 10-round decision over Dempsey in the first bout, escaped a knockout in the rematch after the infamous long count that came in round 7 of that second fight. Here's a newsreel explaining the controversy.